Welcome to Suncage and the project called the Limner contract. The project was designed to motivate myself and others to get out and sketch from life in the open. The contract was to complete paintings on site from life every day for a year. My source material was where I'd walk to, basically. The project is referenced from the tradition of outdoor painting. When you're standing still on site, the cold can really get into you, regardless of the season. You need to wrap up well and take extra clothing with you. Throughout the year, I completed over 500 sketches. I took lightweight waterproofs to keep out the wind and the rain. When it was cold and wet, I'd light a fire to dry the sketches and to keep me active as well, to stop the cold from getting in. The acrylic paint was slow to dry on wet days and dried very quickly on windy days or when the sun was out. When it was raining heavily, I'd hold a blowtorch in one hand and paint with the other. I noticed the paint would blister if the flames were too close to the board, and so I'd scorch the back of the boards so the flames weren't in contact with the paint. I met a lot of people and took friends and family out with me whenever I could. Halfway through the project I fell and broke my ribs. And so I visited the same place many times until my ribs were repaired. I enjoyed racing the tide. I tried to get down what was in front of me before the waters changed or became too obviously different from when I'd started. There were times when lightning was a real problem, but you can put up with anything, you know, whatever the weather throws at you, you just deal with it. There were times when it was so windy, I had to lower the easel right to the bottom and actually paint lying down. I was very lucky just to lose 2 of the sketches as they were blown out to sea. I was quite fortunate because it was a mild winter and there was only one day when the paints froze. I answered a question for myself: how do you paint when your hands are frozen? You paint from the shoulder. A major aggravation when sketching was the wind, regardless of the season or whatever the temperature was. And the sketches that were more fractured in appearance were done on windy days. When the wind and rain came together, this could be a real challenge. I preferred to use a lightweight aluminium easel when I was hoofing it because I could be walking or cycling up to 11 miles along the beaches or the cliff tops. Everything I took out with me for the day would fit in or around a very large rucksack. This would include all the materials, clothing, food, water, everything I needed for the day out. Once on site, depending on the conditions, you might need to weigh the easel down or to tie it off with cord and clips to the ground or to the nearest object. I would have recce'd the location many times, and once there I'd spend a lot of time looking even before I opened up any of the materials of the rucksack. And then I'd take in everything around and visualize the sketch before I started to paint. Here and this was the first sketch done at Castle Eden. And now this is completed, I'd like to encourage anyone and everyone just to get out and have a look and see what's there. And if you can, try some sketching.